What if you completed the hardest game online, then suddenly, it appeared in real life, and if no one cleared all of its floors within 90 days, everyone will die. Our story begins with Kong Jinyuk, a new tube streamer, who became hooked with a poorly made game, a game that was so challenging that hardly anyone played it anymore, but it's been believed that if someone succeeded, the game would actually become reality. He spent 11 years of his life trying to master it, before he could successfully conquer the Tower of Trials. Jinyuk was thinking about quitting his job as a content creator. His streaming profession could no longer support him anymore. However, certain news stunned the entire world. The Tower of Trials had actually appeared. An alert message appeared, threatening them with death if they did not clear the floors within the next 90 days. He needed to level up fast, so his first action is to go and look for the mangrove of greed, a tree whose fruits give those who eat them additional stat points. They just have one issue: there are many people waiting, yet the tree can only bear 4 fruits. Lee Jong-soo, his boss, is also present there. He is a bastard who takes advantage of the little streamers and exploits them. He wanted to be close to Kong Jinyuk and act like a buddy, but he makes it clear that things have changed. While they were fighting, the others had already obtained the 4 fruits. Lee Jong-soo argued that if Kong Jinyuk partnered with him they could have obtained a fruit and shared it together, but Kong Jinyuk's true objective was never to get the fruit, but the core that is hidden inside the tree. A lot of people died. When the monster went berserk, seeing what happened, the others just left and gave up after being demoralized. They knew that defeating it will be impossible. Jinyuk knows that Jong-soo is greedy, so he convinced him to work together and attack the monster on opposite direction. Jong-soo agreed, but when Jinyuk gave the signal to attack, he was betrayed. Jinyuk laughed and thanked him for maintaining his greedy attitude, because the tree will always target those who are further away. With Lee Yong-soo's diversion, he managed to outsmart the monster and obtain its tree orb. Without needing to level up, his stat points were increased by 12, he was the strongest level 1 player at the moment, becoming the first to defeat the mangrove of greed. Kong Jinyuk's achievements will be recorded in the Hall of Fame, but he decided to keep his identity hidden, in order to avoid attention. He doesn't want to expose himself as the top player. When his achievement was announced, everyone assumed it was just luck. But after 10 minutes, once the video replay was uploaded, their doubtful reactions disappeared. On his way out, he decided to check his inbox. He received a lot of messages from big streaming companies offering him a ridiculous amount of money. They knew that he had played the game before, but Kong Jinyuk isn't interested in selling his expertise for 1 or even 10 billion. He knows that the most important thing right now is information monopoly. When the Tower of Trials manifested in reality, it sends a signal all around Seoul. It didn't have a significant effect, but there was one big change: the artifacts outside the tower became holy artifacts. These holy artifacts are just replicas, since the true artifacts are inside the tower, but even though they are merely copies, they provided significant advantages during the early stages of the game. That is why museums are regarded as treasure chests, because they contain numerous artifacts. But unlike the mangrove of greed that respawns in 7 locations throughout Seoul, there is only one national museum in Korea. A lot of people will gather there, including former top players. Kong Jinyuk rushed to the National Museum. And as he thought, someone got there before him. Everyone who came here hopes to acquire the great map of the East Land. The map tells you where the mazes and ruins are located, together with the monster information and item drop. Although it only gives information up to the 10th floor, it's more than enough for everyone to want that. A former top player appeared, commanding everyone to stop. The other players just saw it as an empty threat. To show that he means business, he ripped his shirt to show his special ability. After that, the arrogant player shouted that the map was mine. An old man appears behind him and asks, "Is the map yours?" This made the arrogant player more angry, and he told the old man to get lost or else he would choke his chicken's neck. "Your mouth is dirty for a young man, and your tongue is very sharp." The old man snapped his fingers. And immediately a fireball came from above, burning the arrogant man in crisp. The old man slowly walked towards the second floor, saying, "Your tongue brought you your misfortune." A woman appeared behind him. "Fire-type magic is really hot," she said. "I'm glad to join forces with you." Her name is Lee Yuri. Young-woo asked Miss Lee to guard his back and then continued walking upstairs. Miss Lee took the statue of Anubis and summoned it. Anyone who moves from now on will be seen as an enemy. Seeing Anubis come to life, the other players were shocked and gave up on the map. The atmosphere suddenly changed. Kong Jinyuk casually walks inside the museum. "You really made a mess of this place. Do you all have no respect for history?" This made Miss Lee angry. "Do you think I'm joking right now?" She ordered her summoned Anubis to get him. The Anubis rushed at Jinyuk, launching a spear stab. Jinyuk, on the other hand, simply deflected it. The Anubis attack was so powerful that it shattered the museum's floor. They had no idea Jinyuk's stat points were higher than others because no one knew he had cleared the Mangrove of Greed's event. "What are you going to do? Your puppy's only weapon is gone." Miss Lee pulled out 5 more statues from her bag and summoned them. He was amazed that Miss Lee could operate 5 statues at the same time with her small mana pool. Jinyuk then pulled out a scroll and tossed it in the air. A huge golden tiger appeared. This tiger is known as the ruler of the mountain. Miss Lee was shocked, and her body is frozen in fear. She feels like her skin will tear off. Jinyuk walked toward Miss Lee. He asked for the mask of Tutankhamun. Miss Lee replied with a piercing look. "It's useless in Korea. What are you even going to use it for?" He waved his finger, and suddenly the tiger roared at Miss Lee. She couldn't do anything, so she just handed it over. She took the mask out of her bag and gave it to Jinyuk. "Alright, I've obtained the second artifact. Aren't you aiming for the great map of the East Lands?" said Miss Lee. "Map? Oh yeah, I forgot about that." Jinyuk commanded his tiger. "Keep guarding this area so that nobody can follow. The ruler of the mountain stands ferociously on guard. The preparations are done. Let's get the strongest skill in the Tower of Trials." If you made it this far, please consider to click that like button. I've never seen a barrier like this before. Neither physical nor magical attacks work on this barrier. Jinyuk examines the barrier. "I think there is a way to destroy this, but there is a condition. You must be constantly using your flame magic in order to make the barrier weaker." "How long would I need to use it?" "Until I go inside and come back out, with all the necessary relics. I can't hold magic that's powerful enough to weaken the barrier for a prolonged amount of time. I know you may not trust me, but this is the only way. It will be morning soon, and we can't get out of here without getting anything. I'll let you keep the map. After all, I am in need of something else. Do you promise to hand over the map to me?" "Of course, I wouldn't want to make an enemy out of a high-ranking magic ability user." "Very well, I will trust you this time." Junwoo started to attack the barrier with his fire magic. Jinyuk shouted "Karpo," and charged towards the flaming barrier. Inside the room, Jinyuk looks around. He notices that it doesn't seem like anyone has been there, unlike the lower floors. Except for one missing artifact. He thought that whoever took it is also the one who put up the barrier. But the relic that the unknown guy took is nothing but a second-rate relic. The materials that he needs are ceremonial Persian formwork, and the right eye of the mask of Tutankhamun. By combining these 2 relics and paying the price, he successfully acquired the Eye of Truth, a double SS tier relic able to peek through other status windows. It also has the power to know whether someone is telling the truth or lying. A system message appeared: "Hidden quest completed, you have successfully combined 3 replica relics of B rank or lower. You have acquired the inherent ability, Fusion over Rank." Obtaining difficulty, immeasurable, details. By completing specific quests, you are able to copy and store others' inherent skills in the memory of the world, and fuse the skills to create a skill of higher tier. Meanwhile behind him. "Hey, if you're done, hurry up, I don't think I can hold on for much longer. In order to copy that old man's ability, let's see what I need to do. Copy condition. Min Youngwoo has always been hiding his true feelings behind a mask. Make him reveal his true feelings. So I just need to piss him off. Hurry up, you can stop using that skill now. We actually didn't need to do it that way. This shocked Junwoo. What do you mean? Then why did you tell me to use my skill? I disabled the barrier easily with a Latin dispelling magic Carpo. You did nothing in opening the gate. Attacking the barrier with fire will do nothing. All it does is waste your mana. Now that I've made preparations, it's time to make him mad. I know the tower through and through already. So that means that this map with information up to the 10th floor is useless to me. But that doesn't mean I'm going to give it away. What are you doing? Didn't I tell you earlier? I don't need this. If someone has the map, they gain information up to the 10th floor, which might decrease my advantage of knowledge over others. The best thing to do, is to get rid of that possibility. Old man Youngwoo became furious when he saw the map burning, and then he began cursing and threatening Jinyuk. The conditions have been met. You have successfully copied the element of fire ranked B. You'll regret this. I don't think you understood. Did you not comprehend why I burned the map? Element of fire level 1 has activated. That's the same skill as mine. But the power of his skill exceeds mine greatly. He's not an ordinary guy, considering he doesn't need the map. Who exactly is this guy? Old man, if you want to climb the tower comfortably, you better listen to my words. Youngwoo unwillingly agreed. I will contact you later. Go level up together with the girl downstairs. In Jinyuk's mind, I gained some pawns that I can use as I please. But there is a long way to go. I need to set my priorities straight and get the abilities I need. Jinyuk's stomach rumbled, so he went back to town. The best thing in times like these is some steaming rice and a bowl of hot soup. Inside the cafeteria, the news was broadcast on the TV. There was an incident in the National Central Museum, in which at least 23 people were killed, and more than 50 people were injured. The culprits were presumably aiming for the artifacts kept in the museum. Similar incidents are occurring all across the world. First, let's take a look at the internal security footage. It may be hard to believe, but this is the real untampered footage. Isn't that guy the person who came up on the Tower of Trials community forums? Too many people recognize me already. I need to find a way to hide my identity. The government is currently investigating the unidentified structure known as the Tower of Trials. And they gathered people with special powers to establish a new department called the Awakened Association. We have brought a related guest to speak with. My name is Han Sang-jin. I am the chairman of the Awakened Association. The reason I came here today is to recruit those that have awakened. There might be differences depending on your ranks. But we will guarantee you a minimum salary of 60 million won and treat you with the benefits of a 7th-class government worker. I will make this offer while swearing on my name. If you join us, the government will support you in every way possible. Tonight at 7 p.m. the Tower of Trials will open. Finally, the Tower of Trials opened. And everyone entered it right away. Are you interested in finding out what happened inside the tower? Would you like me to create part 2?